Hello cuties. It's time to pick the April TBR. Also, the shelves are looking a little non-decorated right now because I did just re-chaosify them and decided to do the TBR without all the clutter in the way for a hot second. If you're new here, we play The Shelves of Chaos, which is a game that I made up for myself because I am not a mood reader. I can read whatever is thrown on my plate at any time. It's not a problem. I'm sorry, mood readers. I feel bad for you. But I have created a game that involves dice rolling, wheel spinning, coin flipping chaos. And it's just how I like to live my life, okay? I have accepted the year of 2023 in all of its chaotic wonder. So that's what we're doing here today. Cormy still remains where we last left off, but all the books have been shuffled. We have added a bunch more. As you can see, they're different. They're not all just one row. I've had to stack and insert. So, but you know, everyone's there. Everyone's there and it's fine. So let's start. So to start off this game, we have to choose what dice will tell me how many books that I'm reading. So anything from a D8 all the way up to a D24. Because I'm an insane person. The game was very mean to me last month and I had a 20 book TBR. I have no current commissions for April. They are open though, so if you do want to commission me to read something specifically, you can check out my Ko-fi page and throw it on top of the TBR. Now that is dependent right now on what happens in this. So we're gonna go over to that area over there and randomly select what die will tell me how many books we're gonna have this month. You'll see. Well, let's just go do it. Okay, so in here are all of the upper die. I'm going to shake it. Sorry for the sound. And we're going to go, whoa, this one. Okay, we have a D12. A D12, not bad, not bad. Let's see how many we actually will be doing. Roll this die on the dice tower. And it gave me a 4. Now, there is a rule with 4 and below, I have to roll again. So we're going to add whatever else I roll onto 4. Let's see. 4 plus 6, so 10 books. That's fine. That's half of what we did last time. So we are choosing 10 books this month, which it maybe sounds like a lot to other people, but I've been reading over 20 books a month in general. Doesn't seem that big of an issue to me. Am I done with March's TBR as of right now? No, but I hope to be by the time this video comes out. I do still have 5 to read in like 5 days. Anyway, let's go with roll number 1 to see what shelf we land on, and then we will spin the wheel to determine the prompt. So we are gonna start Cormy right here. Let's go roll. Now we're gonna roll the D24 to decide how we move. Let's go. All right, so roll number 1 is also a 10. Okay, let us move 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So this is the shelf we're looking at. We've got a couple tiny books that I just kind of threw on here as display. Let's see where we land up. Where we land up? Land up? Who says land up? No. Spin number 1. Oh, god dang. Biggest and smallest. So we have to determine which one's the biggest book and which one's the smallest book on this shelf. This triangle, this slice of pie gets me every time. Let's see. Hope the coin is nice. All right, so the smallest book on the shelf is a middle grade. It is Dactyl Hill Squad by Daniel Jose Older. But of course, the biggest one on the shelf is Great Expectations by Dickens, which would be the last Dickens book I'd need to read on my shelf. Because I've read A Tale of Two Cities, we've read Christmas Carol, I've read Oliver Twist. This would be the last one to get through, but I know it's gonna be painful. Ha! Let's be nice. Can the game be nice? I was almost gonna ban classics since the last month it gave me 5. Let's find out. Here is the evil coin. Yep, of course. Why are we surprised? Are we surprised? No, we're not. We're not surprised. We're not. Are we surprised? No. I'm not. I'm unfazed at this point by that coin being mean to me. I'm unfazed. Whatever. or at expectations it is. Although my expectations are quite low. Roll number 2. Here we go, roll number 2. Is 2. 2 spaces down here. And this is the shelf we are working with. Watch me get 10 classics. Spin number 2. Double card. All right. So we're gonna pull 2 cards and see if we can get a book out of this. 1, 2. We have a book that was under $5 and also a TikTok pick. Under $5 and a TikTok. I need to go to my spreadsheet and we have to open TikTok. Well, we'll see what, like, a book that is recommended a lot on TikTok and see if I got it for under $5. We'll see. That took a while to sort out because none of the ones on the shelf, like there is a very hyped TikTok book on that shelf, but I did not get it for $5 or less. So I had to go to the next shelf in which I found one that I got for $1.16 on Pango, and that is The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. I have seen this a lot on the Tickety Talkities. I already have this on hold on my Libby app. However, it is on hold for a very long time. It still has like 14 weeks on it. So I might have to end up physically reading it, which is fine. I mean, it is a big, chunky, almost 500 page, 467 looks like. But here is what it is about. Neither here nor there, but long ago, Luli Al-Narazi is the Midnight Merchant, a criminal who, with the help of her jinn bodyguard, hunts and sells illegal magic. When she saves the life of a cowardly prince, she draws the attention of his powerful father, the Sultan, who blackmails her into finding an ancient lamp that has the power to revive the barren land, at the cost of sacrificing all jinn. With no choice but to obey or be executed, Luli journeys with the Sultan's oldest son and one of the infamous 40 thieves to find the artifact. Aided by her bodyguard, who has secrets of his own, they must survive ghoul attacks, outwit a vengeful Jinn queen, and confront a malicious killer from Luli's past. In a world where story is reality and illusion is truth, Luli will discover that everything, her enemy, her magic, even her own past, is not what it seems. Now she must decide who she will become. Cool. Yeah, so we're gonna read this baby. Double card. Roll number 3. Roll number 3. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're really hanging down low. This is the shelf that we be on. Woo! Spin number 3. A card. The card is this one. Wholesome. All right, something wholesome. Let's see. I've got 2 options for this. We have Icebreaker by A.L. Graziadei. I hope I said that right. I'm so sorry if I didn't. This is like queer sports, falling in love for the first time. It seems like very wholesome. And then we have Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavors by Sonali Dev. It's a Pride and Prejudice retelling, so that's gonna have some hopefully it's wholesome enough. I think this one might be a little bit more wholesome, but I can't really decide which one I want to read right now. So we're going to flip a coin. So I'm gonna say, oh God. You know what? No, we're not gonna flip a coin because I don't want to say either of these are rough seas. We're gonna go even and odd, and I'm gonna roll the die again, and if I get an even number, it's gonna be Pride. If it's an odd number, it's gonna be Icebreaker. That's more better. More better. Oh yeah. All right, let's see. Even or odd? Odd. All right. Icebreaker it is. So here is what Icebreaker is about. 17-year-old Mickey James III is a college freshman, a brother to 5 sisters, and a hockey legacy. With a father and a grandfather who have gone down in NHL history, Mickey is almost guaranteed the league's top draft spot. The only person standing in his way is Jason Caulfield, a contender for the #1 spot and Mickey's infuriating and infuriatingly attractive teammate. When rivalry turns to something more, Mickey will have to decide what he really wants and what he's willing to risk for it. This is a story about falling in love, finding your team on and off the ice, and choosing your own path. I feel like that'll be wholesome. Although it's interesting that we're doing, it's college and it's still YA, which YA has aged up a lot, which that's a rant we don't need to get into. Roll number 4. Roll number 4. 18, if you can see it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
And this is the shelf we're working with. We also have an inserted book, which is a Shijin Lu book. Spin number 4. Oh, I thought I was gonna do that again. All right, just a card, just a card. And the card is, okay, no, the, of, etc. So no determiners and conjunctions and stuff. There are 6 options on this shelf. Yes, I am rolling a die. We're gonna just grab this D6 here and 2. Okay, cool. You guys see how bad I am at deciding? This is why I'm not a mood reader. I have to have something tell me. Very excited to finally read a Ruta Sepetys book. But that is I Must Betray You. And this is a historical fiction. I'm not normally a hard-hitting historical fiction kind of girl, but I was very intrigued by this, and here's why. Romania, 1989. Communist regimes are crumbling across Europe. 17-year-old Christian Florescu dreams of becoming a writer, but Romanians aren't free to dream. They are bound by rules and force. Amid the tyrannical dictatorship of Nicolae Ceausescu, in a country governed by isolation and fear, Christian is blackmailed by the secret police to become an informer. He's left with only 2 choices: betray everyone and everything he loves, or use his position to creatively undermine the most notoriously evil dictator in Eastern Europe. Christian risks everything to unmask the truth behind the regime, give voice to fellow Romanians, and expose to the world what is happening in his country. He eagerly joins the revolution to fight for change when the time arrives. But what is the cost of freedom? I am extremely excited. This is a piece of history I have had no idea about. I don't know anything about Romanian history, and that's kind of what I like about what Ruta Sepetys does, is historical fiction that is just like I, uninformed American, have never heard anything about. And I want to learn more, and she seems like a good resource to get other perspectives of the world. That's not just like most historical fiction is World War II saturated. So I would like other things. So yay. Roll number 5. Roll number 5. 19.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Back to the shelf.
Back to that shelf. The one we got great expectations off of. Okay, let's do it. Spin number 5. The buzzword bag. We haven't gotten the buzzword bag in a bit. The buzzword is thief. Thief! We've got an indie book, and that is The Child Thief by Brom. I've heard a lot about this book. Do I remember what it's about? No, but there's some great artwork in it. It is a big book though. It's like, it's wide and heavy, floppy. Here's what it's about. Peter is quick, daring, and full of mischief, and like all boys, he loves to play, though his games often end in blood. His eyes are sparkling gold, and when he graces you with his smile, you are his friend for life, but his promised land is not Neverland. 14-year-old Nick would have been murdered by the drug dealers preying on his family had Peter not saved him. Now the irresistibly charismatic wild boy wants Nick to follow him to a secret place of great adventure, where magic is alive and you never grow old. Even though he is wary of Peter's crazy talk of fairies and monsters, Nick agrees. After all, New York City is no longer safe for him, and what more could he possibly lose? There is always more to lose. Accompanying Peter to a gray and ravish island that was once a lush, enchanted paradise, Nick finds himself unwittingly recruited for a war that has raged for centuries, one where he must learn to fight or die among the devils, Peter's savage tribe of lost and stolen children. There, Peter's dark past is revealed. Left to wolves as an infant, despised and hunted, Peter moves restlessly between the worlds of fairy and man. The child thief is a leader of bloodthirsty children, a brave friend, and a creature driven to do whatever he must to stop the flesh eaters and save the last wild magic in this dying land. So we have a dark Peter Pan retelling. Let's see. Now, I have read another dark Peter Pan retelling, which is Lost Boy by Christina Henry, I think. Christina Henry. And that was actually, it was very good. It was very dark and I thoroughly liked it. So let's see how well Ron does in my book. In my book, in my opinion. In my books. I don't know. All right. Roll number 6. Roll 6. 20.
1, 2,
We are up top over here. Got a little stackage going on. I'm gonna admit, I put them like that so that that book would stay. Spin number 6. Oldest and newest. All right. So again, we need a coin flip and see who's the oldest and who's the newest on that shelf. All right, that was a close one. With the newest, they were a month apart. But the oldest book on the shelf is As I Crossed a Bridge of Dreams by Lady Sarashino. This was published in 1050. Not this edition, obviously, but Japanese history for you, but it's very small, so I'm okay with that. And then we have Almost There by Farah Rashan, which is one of the Disney Twisted Tales, and this came out September 6th, 2022. The other one was August 23rd, so they were a week apart, really. 2 weeks apart? That was a close one, but Almost There is possible. Let's flip a coin and see who it is. All right, let's see. How is this coin going to be? Nope. We just flip it that way. Whoa. Yep, we're not surprised. We're not surprised that, honestly, I'm not mad about it because it is such a short book. But, you know, I swear that coin is weighted. I swear, I need a new decision coin. Someone get me a new decision coin because I swear that coin is weighted so bad. But As I Cross the Bridge of Dreams, here, this is a collection of a woman in 11th century Japan. This is the kind of overview. Born in AD 1008 at the height of the Heian period, Lady Sarashina, as she is known, probably wrote most of her work toward the end of her life, long after the events described. Thwarted and saddened by the real world with all its deaths and partings and frustrations, Lady Sarashina protected herself by a barrier of fantasy and so escaped from harsh reality into a rosier, more congenial realm. She presents her vision of the world in beautiful prose, the sentences flowing along smoothly so that we feel we are watching a magnificent scroll being slowly unrolled. So we don't actually know what this is about, actually, by that. But yeah, I kind of wish it had the original older Japanese, Heian Japanese, because I have studied classical Japanese, and I would kind of like to almost work on remembering how to translate classical Japanese. I still have my textbook, so that'd be fun to do, but it does not include that. Roll number 7. Roll 7. You can't see it. It was 14. I promise. It was 14.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Smack in the middle. This is what we're working with. All right, spin 7. Most want to read versus least want to read. All right, so I need to pick which book I want to read the most on this shelf and the one I want to read the least. Let's see. So the book that I want to read the least on this shelf is called The Library Book by Susan Orlean. I believe this is, I'm not sure if this is actually nonfiction, but I've heard it's dry, so that's why. The most I want to read is Katsunyama by Francesca Zappia. I got to pre-order this last year and I didn't get a chance to read it, but I love Francesca Zappia. I love her writing, and I just really like her books, so I really want to read Katsunyama. But of course, as we know, that coin is going to probably give me the library book. Let's find out. Can this coin be nice to me for once in its life? Oh my god, it can! Yay! It was nice to me! Thanks, coin! Do you feel bad about what you've done in the past? Is that what that is? Here's what Katsunyama is about. Kat doesn't remember how she got here. None of them do. The hallways contract and expand with school's breathing. The showers in the girls' locker room run a bloody red. Here, kitty cat. There are no doors. The windows are gone. There is no way out. And all of them are slowly transforming. School is weird like that. Kat is faster now, stronger, braver than she was before. She has nothing left to lose. But can she stop whatever is attacking them one by one? Can she remember how she got here before it's too late? Here, kitty cat. That's all we know. It seems really fun. And there are lots of like illustrations within the book. So yay. Roll number 8. Roll number 8. God, it keeps doing that. It says 15. 15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15. All the way down here, pretty jam-packed. All right, spin number 8. Categories. All right, we're gonna go roll a categories die and try to get either the title or author name to begin. Well, author name, it can be first or last name. Otherwise, the title must begin with the letter, except for thes. Thes and stuff doesn't count. Categories, what giveth thee? Oh. Oh, okay. Didn't have to search too long. It was the next book on the next shelf. We have Outrun the Moon by Stacey Lee. Again, another historical fiction, but this one's about the San Francisco earthquake, I think. Here's what it's about. San Francisco, 1906, 15-year-old Mercy Wong is determined to break from the poverty of Chinatown, and an education at St. Clair's School for Girls is her best hope. Although St. Clair's is off limits to all but the wealthiest white girls, Mercy gains admittance through a mix of cunning and a little bribery, only to discover that getting in was the easiest part. Not to be undone by a bunch of spoiled heiresses, Mercy stands strong until disaster strikes. On April 18th, a historic earthquake rocks San Francisco, destroying Mercy's home and school. Now she's forced to wait with her classmates for their families in a temporary park encampment. Though fires might rage and the city may be in shambles, Mercy can't sit by while they wait for the army to bring help. She still has the bossy cheeks that mark her as someone who gets things done. But what can one teenage girl do to heal so many suffering in her broken city? So yes, it is about the earthquake. Seems interesting. And yeah, we're gonna have quite a bit historical. Roll number 9. Roll number 9. 18.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18 way up here. We've also got our fancy Under the Whispering Door. Spin number 9. A card. And the card is this one. An Own Voices book. We have The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. This was immediately what I thought of when I saw the shelf for an Own Voices. This is a winner of the Stonewall Book Award. Very exciting. And I believe this is all done in poetry as well, so it should be a fairly quick read. Here's what it's about. Michael is a mixed-race gay teen growing up in London. All his life, he's navigated what it means to be Greek Cypriot and Jamaican, but never quite feeling Greek or black enough. As he gets older, Michael's coming out is only the start of learning who he is and where he fits in. When he discovers the drag society, he finally finds where he belongs, and The Black Flamingo is born. Told with raw honesty, insight, and lyricism, this debut from acclaimed poet Dean Atta explores the layers of identity that make us who we are and allow us to shine. This book's probably gonna make me cry. No, it won't. I have a cold, dead heart. But it'll probably make me emotional in some way. Final roll! This seems so much faster than last month for some reason. It's like it's only half of what I had to do last month. Final roll. 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Here is our shelf. Here is our shelf, shelf, shelf. And here's our final spin. A card, just a good old card. And the card is 2020, a 2020 publication. We have 4 options. We have The Deep by Almakatsu, The Last Luminian by S.G. Blaze. This is an indie. We have Prelude for Lost Souls by Helene Dunbar, and The Forest of Souls by Lori M. Lee. So naturally, we're rolling a die. All right, what do we got? 1. That's a 1. I don't think you guys can actually see it, but that's a 1. So we are reading The Deep. Again, historical, Titanic. Here we are. Here's what it's about. Someone or something must be haunting the ship. Between mysterious disappearances and sudden deaths, the guests of the Titanic have found themselves suspended in an eerie, unsettling twilight zone from the moment they set sail. Several of them, including maid Annie Hebley, guest Mark Fletcher, and millionaires Madeline Astor and Benjamin Guggenheim, are convinced there's something sinister, almost otherworldly afoot. But before they can locate the source of the danger, as the world knows, disaster strikes. Years later, Annie, having survived the fateful night, has attempted to put her life back together working as a nurse on the 6th voyage of Titanic's sister ship, the Britannic, newly refitted as a hospital ship. She happens across an unconscious Mark, now a soldier fighting in World War I. At first, Annie is thrilled and relieved to learn that he too survived the sinking, but soon, Mark's presence awakens deep buried feelings and secrets, forcing her to reckon with the demons of her past, as they both discover that the terror may not yet be over. That's weird and interesting, but Titanic and World War I. This is very much a lot of stuff outside of what I normally read. Like, not even is there a single fantasy romance on here? Maybe Stardust Thief, but I predominantly read and buy fantasy romances, so wow! Much easier than to hold than the last TBR, but it's still got some thick books, and you know, we couldn't avoid some classics. But if I can suffer through Great Expectations, then the rest of the TBR should be fine. Even this one should be fine, because it's Japanese, so should be okay. Let me know what you are reading this month in April, and there is also a few readathons happening right now. I'm not doing Aurelium, but I think I am doing Realmathon. I've just forgotten every single prompt for it, so we'll see if any of those fit. But that's the TBR, and check me out and all the stuff down below. You know, if you want to support me on Ko-fi, I would super appreciate it. You can commission me to read a book this month. Those are open. I can definitely add those to this TBR. Should not be a problem. So, and that is it for today. I'm gonna go now. Bye. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm really tired and I've had an energy drink. Hey! And this is what we're working with, if it'll focus. There we go. It's to be Greek Cripiot. Oh my god, I can't read. Greek? Oh my god!